Stop buying these. 10 UK foods experts say to avoid. What if some of the food sitting in your kitchen right now, the ones you trust, the ones millions of people in the UK buy every single day, are the very foods nutrition experts quietly warn against? Not illegal. Not banned. But foods many dietitians say you should think twice before putting in your basket. From supermarket healthy options that hide shocking ingredient lists, to everyday foods that may contain far more sugar, salt, or additives than most people realize, some of these products are sold as convenient. Others are marketed as healthy. But once you see what's really inside them, you may never look at them the same way again. And one item on this list, often eaten for breakfast across Britain, has left some experts asking a very uncomfortable question. Are we being misled? Let's investigate. 2. Extension INTRO. Walk into any supermarket in the UK, Tesco, Sainsbury's, Asda, Morrisons, Aldi, or Lidl. The shelves are packed with colourful packaging. Labels promising healthy, natural, light, and family favourites. But behind those labels lies a complicated truth. Food scientists, nutritionists, and consumer watchdogs have been raising concerns for years about certain everyday foods. Not because they are instantly dangerous, but because regular consumption may quietly harm your health over time. Hidden sugars, ultra-processed ingredients, artificial additives. Many shoppers assume supermarket products must be safe simply because they are widely sold. But what if some of them are designed more for profit than for nutrition? Tonight, we're revealing 10 UK foods experts say you may want to avoid, or at least reconsider. Some might surprise you. Some might shock you. And one might already be sitting in your fridge right now. Let's start with something millions of people eat every single morning. 3. Body. The investigation. Section 1. The illusion of healthy breakfasts. Breakfast is often called the most important meal of the day. But many nutritionists argue that some popular breakfast options sold across the UK may be far less healthy than they appear. Bright boxes. Fruit pictures. Words like whole grain and energy. Yet inside many of these cereals, high levels of sugar. Some products contain as much sugar per serving as a dessert. For children especially, this can lead to energy spikes followed by crashes. And according to several nutrition experts, starting the day this way may contribute to long-term health issues like weight gain and blood sugar instability. But breakfast cereals are only the beginning. Because the next item on our list is something many people consider a quick healthy snack. And the truth about it may surprise you. Section 2. Ultra-processed convenience foods. Modern life is busy. That's why ready meals and convenience foods have exploded in popularity across the UK. Pop them in the microwave. Dinner in minutes. But many of these products fall into a category researchers call ultra-processed foods. These foods often contain artificial flavorings, emulsifiers, preservatives, high levels of salt and sugar. Some studies suggest diets high in ultra-processed foods may be linked to obesity, heart disease, and metabolic issues. Yet supermarkets dedicate entire aisles to them. Why? Because they're cheap to produce, easy to sell, and incredibly convenient. But convenience sometimes comes at a cost. And the next item on our list might be even more deceptive. Because it's often marketed as a healthy dairy option. 4. Brand item breakdown. Now let's break down 10 foods experts frequently warn shoppers to be cautious about. 1. Sugary breakfast cereals. Many popular cereals marketed to children contain surprisingly high sugar levels. Even some adult cereals contain added sugars, syrups, and flavor enhancers. Experts recommend checking the nutrition label carefully. Because what looks like a healthy start to the day might actually be closer to a dessert. And that's just breakfast. 2. Flavored yogurts. Yogurt can be healthy. But flavored yogurts often contain large amounts of added sugar. In some cases, a single small pot can contain 4 to 5 teaspoons of sugar. That turns a healthy dairy snack into something much closer to a sweet treat. Nutritionists often suggest plain yogurt with fresh fruit instead. 3. Processed deli meats. Ham, turkey slices, packaged sandwich meats. They're convenient. But many processed meats contain preservatives like nitrates and nitrites, along with high salt levels. Some health organizations recommend limiting processed meat consumption because of potential long-term health concerns. Yet millions of sandwiches across the UK still rely on them daily. 4. Instant noodles cheap. Quick. Comforting. But instant noodles often contain extremely high sodium levels. One packet can contain a significant portion of the recommended daily salt intake. Excess salt consumption has long been linked to high blood pressure and heart health concerns. And that's not the only convenience food raising eyebrows. 5. Packaged pastries, croissants. Danish pastries. Breakfast rolls. Many packaged versions contain trans fats, refined flour, and high sugar levels. They taste delicious. But nutritionally, they're often closer to junk food than breakfast. 6. Sweetened fruit juices. Fruit juice sounds healthy. After all, it comes from fruit. But many juices contain very high natural sugar concentrations and very little fiber. Drinking large quantities can lead to the same blood sugar spikes as sugary drinks. Experts often recommend whole fruit instead. 7. Frozen processed pizza. Frozen pizza is a staple in many households. But many varieties are loaded with refined carbs, sodium, and processed ingredients. Occasional consumption may be fine. But regular reliance on these meals may contribute to poor dietary balance. 8. Flavored oatmeal packets. Oatmeal itself is extremely healthy. But flavored instant oatmeal packets often contain added sugar and artificial flavorings. What should be a wholesome breakfast can quickly become another sugar-heavy meal. 9. Processed cheese slices. Those individually wrapped cheese slices? They're technically cheese products. But many contain emulsifiers, stabilizers, and other additives. Compared with natural cheese, their nutritional profile is often quite different. 10. Packaged snack cakes. Perhaps the most obvious item on this list. Packaged cakes and snack bars are typically packed with refined sugar, oils, and preservatives. They're designed to last weeks on shelves. But that long shelf life usually comes from heavy processing. And this raises an important question. If so many everyday foods contain hidden sugars, salt, or additives, what should shoppers actually buy? 5. Shocking revelations. Here's something many people don't realize. Studies suggest that more than half of the calories consumed in some modern diets come from ultra-processed foods. That means many people are eating foods that barely resemble their original ingredients. Corn becomes syrup. Potatoes become additives. Milk becomes stabilized powders. Food technology has made products cheaper and more convenient than ever. But it has also made many foods more engineered than natural. And while occasional treats are perfectly normal, experts say the real danger comes from making these foods everyday staples. So the question becomes, how can you shop smarter? 6. Solutions. Safe choices. Fortunately, avoiding these pitfalls doesn't mean giving up tasty food. Experts recommend a few simple strategies. First, read ingredient labels. If the list is extremely long or filled with unfamiliar chemical names, that's often a sign the food is highly processed. Second, choose whole foods whenever possible. Fresh fruits, vegetables, whole grains, natural dairy products. Third, cook simple meals at home more often. Even basic home cooking usually contains less salt, sugar, and additives than packaged ready meals. And finally, treat processed snacks as occasional treats, not everyday essentials. Small changes can make a surprisingly big difference. But before we finish, there's one final thought you should remember the next time you walk down a supermarket aisle. 7. Powerful OUTRO. Food companies are incredibly good at one thing: marketing. Bright packaging. Health claims. Words designed to make products look better than they really are. But the real truth about food is rarely on the front of the box. It's hidden in the ingredients. And the next time you're shopping in a UK supermarket, take a closer look. Because the most important question isn't, does this food look good? It's, do I really know what's inside it? Some foods on this list might still be fine in moderation. But knowing the truth gives you the power to choose. And that choice can shape your health for years to come. If you found this investigation helpful, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who shops every week. Because the more people who understand what's really in their food, the smarter